Today's lesson is Gina Rodriguez, actress, activist, and philanthropist. Hi, everyone. I'm Mike.
Hello, I'm Kiki.
And today we are talking about Gina Rodriguez, a woman of many talents, it appears. Most notable as an actress. That's how she became famous. But like many famous people, she is using her fame and her talents to be an activist and a philanthropist. A couple of big words there in our title right now. So an activist is basically someone who has a social issue. There's some problem in society, something that's going on in the real world that they feel passionate about fixing, helping, improving, or at least just bringing attention to, right? So if you're really into the environment, if you want to protect the planet, if you're really into saving the whales or the penguins or the bees or something like that, or it could be social issues, you're really into helping homeless people or kids who need help, abused kids or something like that, or even just, I want to raise more money to buy more books for more schools. Whatever it is, you're using your free time, your skills, your talents, and your organizational abilities to bring attention, money, and improvement to a certain issue. And that also is kind of like being a philanthropist, isn't it, Kiki?
That's right. A philanthropist is basically somebody that uses a lot of their free time to do a lot of very good things and to do things that can help people. And they will, for example, they can collect money, donations, and even goods like clothing, and even toy drives to give things to people that are in need.
Yeah, you're an activist, but you're more on the money side of it. So if you're really rich and you give a bunch of money to the city to build a new hospital or something like that, that would be a very amazing thing to do as a philanthropist. So she's into all that, but she's also a very talented actress. So let's find all about her in the first part of today's lesson. Gina Rodriguez, actress, activist, and philanthropist. Over nearly 2 decades in show business, Gina Rodriguez has become one of America's most beloved actresses. The child of immigrants from Puerto Rico, Rodriguez was born in Chicago in 1984. She showed a passion for performing from an early age, joining a dance company when she was just 7. At 16, she was accepted into a prestigious 2-month theater program at Columbia University, and she later studied acting at New York University's Tisch School of the Arts.
大家好，第一部分我们看到标题中的单字 activist， 这个名词的意思是行动主义者或是社会运动人士。例如 The animal rights activists were arrested for causing damage to the laboratory. 动物权利运动人士因破坏实验室而遭到逮捕。又或者说 The political activists gathered downtown and walked to City Hall. 政治运动人士聚集在市中心并步行前往市政府。接下来是名词 philanthropist， 指的是慈善家。例如 Several philanthropists have donated millions of dollars to make the city's new museum possible. 几位慈善家捐赠了数百万美元，好让该市的新博物馆得以成立。或是 The wedding of the famous philanthropist is on the cover across all newspapers. 那位著名慈善家的婚礼登上了各大报纸的头条。再来介绍形容词 prestigious， 也可以念作 prestigious， 它的意思是有声望的，享有盛誉的或是受尊敬的。例如Jessica's sons are enrolled in a prestigious private school. Jessica 的儿子们在一所有声望的私立学校就读。再看一个例子 Steve received a prestigious award honoring his contributions to the medical field. Steve 获颁一座名声享誉的奖，表扬他对医学界的贡献。
All right, let's talk about part 1 and get to know Gina Rodriguez. Over nearly 2 decades in show business, Gina Rodriguez has become one of America's most beloved actresses. So she's been in show business for nearly 2 decades, okay? So show business is basically how we describe the business or the industry of film and television, okay? Or even radio, basically anything where you're performing, and even theater as well. So anything where you're performing to people, whether it's recorded or even to a live audience. Okay, so that's show business. And she's been in show business for nearly 2 decades. That's almost 20 years. And in these 2 decades, she has become one of America's most beloved actresses. Okay, so she's become very popular. She's done a lot of things. Okay, so when somebody is very beloved, they're loved by people or they're loved by someone, they're cherished. Okay, you really love this thing and you kind of almost want to protect it as well.
They're kind of loved and respected.
Right.
And cherish is also a really good word that's very similar. We actually often use this more for older actors and actresses, right? Like Harrison Ford or Tom Hanks, Meryl Streep.
Right.
They're very beloved as well. And you could often also use it for your grandparents, right? Your beloved grandparents. They're wonderful. You want to protect them. And of course, you love and respect them a lot. And let's find out where she's from. It says the child of immigrants from Puerto Rico, Rodriguez was born in Chicago in 1984. So yeah, she has that kind of Hispanic name, Rodriguez, and her parents are from Latin America, from Puerto Rico. They were immigrants to America, people who move from a country to another country to settle, to make a new life, to have a job and live there permanently. Those would be immigrants. So if you move from Taiwan to Canada or Australia or somewhere like that, you would be an immigrant from Taiwan to your new home country. So they came from Puerto Rico. They moved to Chicago in 1984, and that's where she was born. So she was born an American, of course. Being born there makes her an American citizen. Back in 1984, you can figure out her age from there if you really want to. She showed a passion for performing from an early age, joining a dance company when she was just 7. I think that's pretty common for kids, especially kids who kind of have an eye on being the center of attention or maybe having a career in show business. From an early age, she was singing, dancing, probably entertaining her family at family events, and her parents decided to get her into something organized. They got her into a dance club, probably in her neighborhood. And then later on, she got a little more serious with it. Well, actually, a lot more serious with it.
That's right. And also at quite a young age.
Yeah.
At 16, she was accepted into a prestigious 2-month theater program at Columbia University.
Wow.
Because we know Columbia University is a really prestigious.
Yeah, very good school
Very
for
good
lots
school.
of things.
Yeah. Okay, so prestigious is basically something that is very famous and respected. It's regarded to be at a very high elite level sometimes. Yeah. And of course, when something is prestigious, it's really hard to get into.
I would imagine, yes. A lot of different kids apply and only a few are chosen.
Right. And she was able to get into this program at 16 years old. Okay. So even though it was a 2-month theater program, you can learn a lot during these types of programs. So later, she studied acting at New York University's Tisch School of the Arts. That's also very prestigious, especially when it comes to the arts, the performances, performing arts. A lot of actors, they want to get into this Tisch School of Arts as well.
Yeah, fantastic. So let's see what happened. I'm betting that after she graduated, she got work because we know she's a famous actress. But we'll find out her route to fame after we listen to the second part of our article. After years of intense training, Rodriguez's determination paid off when she made her television debut in an episode of Law & Order. It was a modest but promising start, and she soon landed parts in several other shows and films, including a recurring role in the soap opera The Bold and the Beautiful.
第二部分介绍片语 pay off 表示回报或是成功。例如 The hours of planning for the party paid off and everyone said it was a great success. 筹划派对所花的时间很值得，大家都说派对办得很成功。或是 Jim's hard work finally paid off when he got a perfect score on his exam. Jim 考试拿了满分，他的努力终于有了回报。再来是 debut， 它是名词，指的是首次亮相或是首次登台。例如After years of training, the young actress will make her theater debut this weekend. 经过多年的训练，这位年轻的女演员将于本周末首次在剧院亮相。或是 The author's debut novel was a big hit, marking the beginning of a promising career. 该位作者的处女作大受欢迎，标记着他大有可为职业生涯的开始。下一个是形容词 recurring， 指的是反复出现的或是再次发生的。例如 Carl often has recurring dreams about winning the lottery. Carl 经常反复梦到中乐透。再举一个例子 Due to recurring issues with the machine, the company had to replace it. 由于机器反复出现问题，该公司不得不更换它。
Okay, so let's talk about part 2. After years of intense training, Rodriguez's determination paid off when she made her television debut in an episode of Law and Order.
Dun dun.
Yeah, do you watch Law and Order?
Oh, of course I watch Law and Order.
Yeah.
Law and Order is a great show. It's one of those procedural cop shows. And it's also interesting because basically every actor in the last 20 or 30 years has been on that show.
That's true.
Every show is like a different crime. So they're always hiring lots of young actors to play, criminals or victims or witnesses or whatever. I mean, it's actually funny. You can look up on the internet famous actors who are on Law and Order. It'll be hard to find anyone who's famous now who wasn't on that show. So it's an interesting one to watch.
Yeah, and we mentioned that her television debut was on an episode of Law and Order.
Cool.
Okay, so that really speaks to how important this show is for young actors.
And
okay,
she was probably quite young at the time too, right?
Right. So after many years of training, she'd done all these theater programs, went to Tisch School of Arts. Her determination to become an actress really paid off. So it was all worth it. Okay, because for the first time for her to appear on television, she made it into this really famous show, Law and Order. Okay, so she made her television debut. When you debut, it is the first time you are appearing to somebody or a big crowd, a public appearance. That's your first public appearance. Okay, so you can also make a debut for lots of different products and things like that. So basically, it is the first time something new is being introduced to the public.
That's right. We can use it as a noun, a debut. We can also say a verb. I debuted in Law and Order or something like that. And this is an episode of Law and Order. An episode is one individual show. Most shows are either 30 minutes or 60 minutes, half an hour or an hour. That would be an episode. And then if you have, 20 or 30 of them, 30 episodes would make up a season. So if you basically sit down and just watch one show of a show that might go on for years and years, but you're just watching one portion of that, I guess we could say, that would be an episode. So she was in an episode of Law & Order. She wasn't a regular cast member. She was just one of the weekly guest stars. And as we mentioned, they use many different actors on that show. And that kind of explains the next part of the article. It was a modest but promising start. All right. So a small acting role in one episode of this famous show is a modest start. Something that's modest in this way. We're not saying, you're not proud. You're not talking about yourself and how wonderful you are. No, you're being modest. No, we're kind of saying it was a small start, all right? She wasn't suddenly put in the lead role of a new Star Wars movie as a young actress. She was given this small little part, but it was a promising start because, of course, that is a famous show. A lot of people watch the show, and she'll probably get some attention from it if she does well, and apparently she did do well, and she soon landed parts in several other shows and films, including a recurring role in the soap opera The Bold and the Beautiful. And yes, if you're an actor or actress, you want to land parts, get roles, or get jobs. You want to be hired to be in different types of performances, either theater, television, movie. So if you go out for an audition, if you try out, apply for something and they call you up the next day and say, you're perfect, you're going to be that character, we're going to pay you to play that character, you have landed a part. And that included a more serious type of thing that also gave her a little bit more money, a recurring role in the soap opera The Bold and the Beautiful. What does recurring mean in this case?
Well, recurring basically means to show or to show up multiple times, or you can keep coming back. You're being seen regularly. So it's not just coming one time in an episode. She is able to come back multiple times in a show. Okay? And in this case, it's a soap opera. And again, it's another really famous, long-time running show, The Bold and the Beautiful. And again, it's another show that a lot of young actors want to get into.
Yeah, I think Brad Pitt might have been on The Bold and the Beautiful many years ago. So recurring role, kind of like a repeating role.
Right.
She would be a character, she would come back, she would be part of the main storyline of the show. And of course, that would also be a semi-permanent job until she gets killed off or, something happens to her, as often happens on these soap operas. These are sort of daytime dramas that they have in America. Often they go on, as Kiki said, for years and years and years. Sometimes the storylines are a little bit ridiculous. People get hit on the head and forget who they are. Or, they're dying of a terrible disease, and then next week, they're okay. That kind of thing. So it is a good chance for an actor to really try out their art and also get attention.
Soap operas are really popular in Taiwan, too.
That's true. Korean soap operas especially.
Yeah, and also Taiwanese 八点档.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. I always watch those, and people are always yelling at each other in the living room.
Those also last for years.
They do. That's the good thing about a soap opera. If you're an actor or actress, it is a seriously permanent paycheck. All right, we're going to come back with more about Gina Rodriguez in part 3 of our article. Rodriguez's big break came in 2014 when she was cast as the lead character in the critically acclaimed TV series Jane the Virgin. Starring as Jane Villanueva, a young Latina woman who faces a range of romantic and career challenges, Rodriguez earned a Golden Globe Award for Best Actress in a television series, musical, or comedy. The show truly put Rodriguez on the map, making her a familiar face to viewers across America.
第三部分介绍副词 critically， 指的是对电影或是书籍等的评论的，或是批判性的，也可以是审慎严谨的。举例来说 Although the movie was critically a success, few people bothered to see it. 尽管这部电影备受好评，但没什么人愿意去看它。或是 Miss Jones taught her students how to think critically about problems. Jones 老师教导他的学生如何批判性的思考问题。最后来看到 put somebody 或是 something on the map， 这个片语表示使点点点出名或是声名大噪。举例来说 His unique dancing skills put Billy on the map. 他独特的舞蹈技巧使 Billy 声名大噪。最后一个例子 Believe it or not, it's our homemade desserts that really put this restaurant on the map. 信不信由你，真的让这间餐厅声名大噪的是我们的自制甜点。
All right, let's wrap things up for today. Rodriguez's big break came in 2014 when she was cast as the lead character in the critically acclaimed TV series Jane the Virgin. Have you seen the show?
No, I've heard of the show, but never seen the show.
Okay, so basically, she just woke up one day and had a baby.
Oh my gosh. What? Really?
I mean, she became pregnant. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so, but throughout the show, it's also really kind of like a soap opera-like type of show. They had a lot of lessons because it's about a young woman going through her life, you know, and she's just trying to make her way to figure things out, okay? But this was a big break for her because Jane the Virgin, Jane, is the main character, and she was cast as the lead character. So when you are trying out for a play, when you're auditioning for a play or for a TV show, they will cast a person to be a character, to play a character.
Yeah.
So she was cast as the main character.
Interesting. Similar to that expression, landed part. She landed the part of the lead character in this show.
That's right.
Cool.
And this show, Jane the Virgin, was critically acclaimed. Okay, so when something is critically acclaimed, it means that the people that review review shows and movies, when they critique it, when they're reviewing it, they really like the show. They're giving it very good, positive reviews, okay?
Right.
And when it's been acclaimed, obviously, they're saying that this show is good, it has good messages, there's good acting, good production value, you should watch it.
Yeah, exactly. Movies and shows can be popular, but maybe not critically acclaimed. If something's acclaimed, people praise it, people say good things about it, but in this case, sometimes they don't. So back to the article, it says, starring as Jane Villanueva, a young Latina woman who faces a range of romantic and career challenges, Rodriguez earned a Golden Globe Award for Best Actress in a television series, musical, or comedy. So she won an award. She is a Latina woman, a woman with a background from Latin or Spanish-speaking North America or South and Central America. And in this role, she had a range of romantic and career challenges. As you said, it's sort of about the growth and the maturing, I should say, of this woman. So she has a range of, a wide variety of. This is really good for actors and actresses to do a lot of different things. And some you're happy, you're sad, good things are happening, bad things are happening. You get to show off your skills as an actor. And the show truly put Rodriguez on the map, making her a familiar face to viewers across America. Sure, if you are playing the character who is in the title of the show, this will put you on the map. This will bring you attention. People suddenly will know who you are. Even if you're walking down the street, you'll go, oh my God, Gina Rodriguez from Jane the Virgin. I see you on TV every week. So there you go. That was her big break, and it made her a household name. All right, we're going to come back with more about Gina Rodriguez, both now and in the future, tomorrow. So come back and join us for that. But now it's time for Hanny.
各位同学大家好，我是 Hanny。 我们来看今天的文法重点。标题介绍了 Gina Rodriguez 的3个身份 Actress, Activist and philanthropist. 那我们来看看 philanthropist 这个名词啊，它表示慈善家。我们这边要拆解它的字首字根。首先 PHIL 或者是 PHILO 这样的字首呢是表达爱。那么字根 ANTHROP 这部分表示人类，而字尾 IST 表示从事什么什么的人，或者是遵从某个学说或信仰的人。那同学们可以试着联想，会投入慈善事业的人往往是热爱人类、有大爱的人，所以呢 philanthropist 就是指慈善家了。我们现在把这个字尾 IST 改成名词字尾 Y， 会得到 philanthropy。那这个名词就表示慈善事业啊，慈善行为。好，那补充一下，我们刚刚有提到那个字根 ANTHROP， 它表示人类。我们现在如果在后面加上字尾 OLOGY， 会变成人类学 anthropology。那么这个 OLOGY 常常会出现在表示学说啊、科学主义等等的名词里，意思就会表达什么什么学、什么什么论，像 biology 生物学、psychology 心理学等等。那我们接着看到课文第二部分，他有提到 Gina Rodriguez 有得到肥皂剧《大胆而美丽》中的一个常设角色。文中是用到 recurring role 来指常设角色，可能是在电视剧啊或者是影集当中的常设角色。那么 recurring 它是形容反复出现的、再次发生的，那是来自动词 recur。那我们也来学它的字首字根。好，看到 COUR 或者是 CUR 这一类字根，它表示跑、流动或运转。那其他拼法可能还有 COURS、CURR 或者是 CURS。 好，那我们看到在 recur 这个字当中，这个 RE 表示 back 或是 again， 有那种返回啊、再度的意思。 CUR 表示 run 跑。那我们就可以用一再的跑回来去联想到 recur 它有再次发生、反复出现、复发的那种意思。好，那顺便补充几个有这一类字根的单字。第一个是 occur， 它的字首 OC 是来自 OB， 那么这个字首它就表示朝向。 字根 cur 表示跑。那当有事情发生时，就好像这个事情会自己跑来找我们，跑向我们。用这个方式应该可以联想到 occur， 它有发生出现的意思。那下一个补充的是 concur，它的字首 con 表示一起，字根 cur 表示运转或是跑。那一起跑来应该可以联想到 concur， 它有同时发生的意思。那它还可以指同意、赞成、意见一致等等，那这是比较正式的用字。第三个补充的是 excursion， 它的字首 ex 表示向外，字根 cur 表示跑， sion 是名词字尾。那往外跑应该很容易联想到 excursion， 它有这种远足啊、短途旅行的意思咯。好，那以上今天重点整理，我们回顾今天单字吧。
Activist. As an activist for the environment, Monique has taken part in several protests against pollution. Beloved. Jimmy was so sad when his beloved dog died. Immigrant. The neighborhood welcomed each immigrant with open arms and shared cultural exchanges. Prestigious. Dr. Brewer was honored to receive an invitation to the prestigious awards ceremony. Debut. The young actor's debut on the Broadway stage won glowing reviews from critics and audiences alike. Episode. Fans of the TV show are eagerly awaiting the next episode to see how the story continues. Modest. His modest home had only a few decorations, suggesting a simple lifestyle. Critically. The novel was critically praised for its unexpected twist ending. Well, that brings us to the end of another edition of our program, and please make sure you join us again next time. From all of us here, I am Mike.
I am Kiki.
See you next time.